Welcome, house painters and lonely incels, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Reviews from the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And we have joining us for our discussion and our predictions about this weekend's upcoming Academy Awards ceremony, the lovely and talented Nick from the Black Girls Do Stuff Too podcast.
Woo!
Hey, welcome back.
You know what? I'm going to sit like this because I just realized I have my company logo shirt on.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do
You don't want to misrepresent. So Nick is here primarily to cut through all the white male rage that's going on with a lot of these nominees. And because, as the song says, white male rage, white male rage.
That was such a funny skit.
I'm not surprised there was blowback, but we'll discuss. So, to anybody new to the show or who has not watched either our Die Hard or Rocky Horror episodes featuring Nick, tell us a little bit about your podcast.
So we are a Black Girls Do Stuff Too. I'm Nick, and my cousin who hosts with me is Tiffany, and we basically discuss TV, film, pop culture, comics, a little bit of everything. But we try to throw in a little bit of our perspective because we feel like it's lacking out there. So we wanted to just go ahead and say, hey, you can talk to us about way more than just like Black Panther and hair love, which is great. You can bring us into more conversations. But when you are talking about movies like that, also bring us in.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, you've got now you haven't had an episode in about a month. What's going on?
So we are trying to switch over our podcast host. And so we have had episodes, and for some reason I can't get them up. So that's what I'm going through right now. So we have 3 episodes actually from this month, but I've been trying to get them up, and I'm trying to get it fixed because our first Black History Month episode actually goes up this week. So
oh man,
solve that by tomorrow.
Yeah, we had to deal with that like
10 years ago.
6 years ago.
Okay.
It was like 10 years ago, Mike. We've been on Podbean for 10 years now.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's been a trip just trying to deal with all that, and I'm not technical like at all. So it's definitely like something.
Yeah, we got the notification that we're being evicted because the site was going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
oh, wow. So you just had to do it really quickly?
We scrambled. We've been happy with Podbean. So it's not an advertisement for Podbean in any way, shape, or form because they take our money. But
yes, they do.
Yeah. Definitely explore that as an option, if you will.
Awesome.
All right. So the Academy Awards are coming up this Sunday. These are the 92nd annual Academy Awards, and if ever there was a trio here to talk about this list of characters, it's the 3 of us because this is, I think, 1 nomination away from Oscar So White.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna take a lot of motivations to get it, and not even from just an ethnicity diversity standpoint, but like age and walk of life and gender, like all of it. There just needs to be a diversity across the board because there's certain things you can't understand fully or from every perspective if you don't live in that kind of category. You can appreciate it, but understanding it is very different.
Absolutely. And the weird thing with this too, the joke I heard is that they were amazed that they found 5 women to nominate for Best Actress. It's not even like a white thing. It's also a male thing because I eat at the same restaurant that can be described as the best directing nominees, 5 guys. So yep.
You're like on fire tonight, and I'm loving it.
Oh, good. I like I said, I just got through a searing headache, so I'm feeling it. I was looking forward to this, and I feel bad too because we're also going to have Thomas from Movies After Work, but unfortunately he has rehearsals tonight.
Yes. Well, good luck in rehearsals, but I'm mad I missed you because
we'll figure something out over the summer. We'll get more people together.
Yeah. And just to preview this, I have not seen any of these movies.
Oh, okay. I've seen
So
some.
yeah, so I'm gonna go with pretty much what I think will win based on just the buzz. So I don't
Yeah.
have a unique perspective as far as that goes.
Go with the buzz. Go with your heart. Please tell us which you decide to go with.
Well, I'm gonna go with the buzz.
Use the force. Ha!
Yeah, there we go.
Use the force.
No, I am a turkey. I know the difference.
You're a Jedi, Harry.
No, I'm gonna go with the buzz, but I'm also gonna say what I hope outside chances might win.
I'm with you. I am with you on that. So let's begin because we have a few of these to go with.
Yeah.
So in the category of best original screenplay, the nominees are Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
Okay.
Up until this past Sunday, I was convinced that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was going to win. But after the BAFTAs, I think Parasite's going to. But in my heart, I really want Knives Out to win because I love Rian Johnson. And after the last 2 years he really needs this.
Yeah. So I haven't seen Parasite yet. It just became available to rent recently, so I saw that tonight actually. So I do intend on seeing it before seeing the Oscars.
Mhm.
Just going off of what I would want, it would be Knives Out. I know not everybody loves every single part about it, but I love puzzle movies and trying to figure things out and things like that. And I just thought that it was done so well that every single part of the movie played a part in the figuring things out later. Like there was nothing that was done just for the sake of moving the plot forward, you know?
Right.
So I did love that. But based on, like you said, the BAFTAs, and then also kind of what people are saying, I would say it between Parasite. I still think that's kind of a long shot, but because they wanted the BAFTAs, they might. And then people seem to really love 1917 as well.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about its script.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about that one shot movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a huge Tarantino fan, so I really enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I wouldn't be opposed to it winning, but he's already got 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I really want to see Rian Johnson win this, but I do think that Parasite's got a lot more buzz momentum coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, just like the Oscars, my neighborhood's so white, so we don't get movies like this out here. So, so Parasite, we're gonna mention it in a moment, but Jojo Rabbit never came out this way.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
make it.
It's tough to watch art films out here without having to go into the city, which can be a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, next
So
up.
you're not going to ask me then, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you already said that.
Yeah. Nah, not a word.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm actually going to agree with both of you. I would love to see Knives Out. I would love to see Rian Johnson take it, but yeah, all the buzz I'm hearing, BAFTAs, and even before the BAFTAs, it seems like Parasite's really gaining a lot of momentum. So I think Parasite's going to take it, but I would love to see Rian Johnson take Knives Out for it.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to who ends up with Best Picture, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Like at the end, spoilers. All right. So, adapted screenplay. The nominees are The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and The Two Popes. The Two Popes.
Okay.
Nick, why don't you start us off?
So of those, the one I would like to see take it would be Jojo Rabbit. I feel like the Joker has a lot of buzz around it. I have feelings about the Joker, so I mean, if it wins, it's fine. But I don't hate it, but I'm also not rooting for it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
don't worry.
issues with them talking about like, oh, we don't need Batman and the Joker. Okay, then why didn't you call it Arthur? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm upset about that more
Right.
than anything else. But so yeah, I could see Joker taking it. A lot of people really like it. A lot of people thought that it was, way better than I personally did. But Jojo Rabbit is the one I'm rooting for.
Mike, so I don't skip you this time?
I copy everything Nick says. Actually, I would love to see Taika Waititi take it for Jojo Rabbit, but
Yeah.
I get the feeling the Joker has got enough buzz and enough momentum that I think it might take it. Yeah, I think all three of us have similar issues with the Joker. Me, I didn't really see why they made it. I've never once wondered. I wonder how the Joker came to be. No, he's the Joker.
Okay, so I am going to actually disagree. I want, and I think with the BAFTA win last weekend, Jojo Rabbit just got a groundswell. I'd love to see Taika Waititi win, especially because he didn't get nominated for Best Director.
Yeah.
One of the biggest weak spots in the Joker is its screenplay. I mean, you can even some people that love the movie can't defend that third act.
Mm-hmm.
They just cannot defend the dialogue in that third act. I think, though, if there's a spoiler and a potential front runner outside of Jojo Rabbit, though, it's Little Women.
Yeah.
And for the same reason that I want Jojo Rabbit to win. Greta Gerwig was snubbed by the Academy. That movie apparently directed itself. And it could very well go to her because I haven't seen it because, again, suburbs. This Little Women apparently is like the best on-screen adaptation of the book.
I saw them film it.
Oh, you saw them film it?
I didn't actually see them filming it, but I drove. My commute is through Harvard every single day, and they had like a general store right in the center of Harvard.
Yeah,
and they had it completely made up to look, and that's where they filmed it actually, right there.
Oh, nice!
Oh, wow.
I saw the craft table. It was craft services. It was great.
Yeah, so I was driving for a week pretty much. I drove by there and I saw that the set just all up there, and they were had cameras and filmings and all that.
Nice.
I think the only thing I will say about Little Women is, Greta, if she wins, that's fantastic. One thing I will ask of the fans is if she doesn't win, like, don't be jerks like you were before, because like that doesn't make it seem any better, and that definitely doesn't get people on your side. You know what I mean? So, like, she's not the only person who had a great screenplay this year, and that's
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, visual effects. The nominees are Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, 1917, and Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Mike?
Well, let's see, because my list for some reason cut off the fourth page, so I didn't have that one on there. So
why didn't you think about that? When I go?
Yeah, this is literally the first time I've heard all the nominees.
Okay, I'll go to Nick. You can think about it for a second.
All right.
Nick, what do you think?
So in my heart of hearts, I want Avengers to take it.
Yep.
But if they don't take it, I definitely don't want the Irishman to win. Anybody who knows me saw exactly what I tweeted after I watched it, which was I could have watched not real cinema and spent 3 hours on Endgame again instead. So, the visual effects in The Irishman, the thing that bothers me is that I think when you have visual effects, it does no justice to de-age someone's face if their body still moves old, and that's kind of what was happening in The Irishman. So I was thrown off in some parts because I was like, okay, like I see his face, but like he moves like he's 80, it doesn't seem real to me. So I wouldn't really pick that one. 1917 looks beautiful. So I mean, if people really love that movie, I can see them getting it. And what were the other ones? They were
Lion King and Star Wars.
Oh, Lion King. So a lot of people had an issue with Lion King, so I don't think it's going to win. But me personally, I think they did a great job with making them animals, like, you know, making them
Yeah.
animals who might be able to talk instead of animated like cartoons with the expression. And there were times when I watched that movie that it literally felt like I was watching National Geographic. So like those would be my top two, Avengers and Lion King.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, Mike.
I just pulled up the list again to double check. I don't know. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, the work they did getting Carrie Fisher into the movie. Yeah, I mean, you could say that's partial editing, but there was a lot of effects in that one as well.
She was in it a lot more than I expected she was going to be.
Yes, yes, she was.
And she got top billing.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of a toss up between The Lion King and Avengers Endgame, though.
Okay.
I think I'd give it to Endgame, mainly because I am constantly in awe of how amazing Thanos looks.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like when I saw Infinity War in IMAX. I mean, the scene where he throws Gamora over. I mean, you could see the pain in his face, and that's just amazing visual effects. And yeah, Thanos is not in Endgame as much as he was in Infinity War, but he is still a really amazing effect. So I think I'll give it. I think I'll give it to the Endgame.
Yeah. I want Avengers to take this solely because the event outside of Black Panther, no movie in the MCU has ever won an Oscar. And Black Panther won 3, which is awesome. But it would really be nice this last bow, because there is a lot of CG in this movie, and it all looks realistic. Nothing looks cluttered.
Yeah.
They didn't have like that third act fall off like they've had in some movies. And yeah, Thanos looks amazing. The battle at the end just looks amazing, and there's so much going on, but the digital artist did a great job of still being able to let you tell what's going on in every little piece.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a testament to the Russo brothers too, because they're just really good at that.
Can I say really quickly, like, did the Academy not see Ad Astra? Because like the visual effects in that movie, even though I love Endgame, probably the best because it looks real, and you know it's not because we can't be in space right now.
Well, apparently they did. It was nominated for sound mixing, a category we're not talking about tonight.
Okay.
Okay, so next on the list here, we're going to go to music, and we'll start with original song. And I actually did some homework before. Spotify had a list of the 5 nominees, so I get to listen to all 5 songs. And those are I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away from Toy Story 4, I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man, I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough, Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, and Stand Up from Harriet. You guys listen to any of I know, Mike, you know Into the Unknown.
Yeah. I have a favorite already. So
is that your favorite?
Into the Unknown is my favorite.
It is fantastic. And when I was listening to them, there were 3 definitive front runners for me here. Into the Unknown is, I think, the top of my list. Stand Up, though, I got chills listening to that. It was very similar to that song that Common and John Legend did the Oscars for, I think it was Selma. I got chills listening to it.
Yeah.
And the actress who played Harriet Tubman, Cynthia Erivo, she sang that.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She played Celie on in The Color Purple on Broadway.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, and like if you want to hear something that give you chills and probably make you cry, I Am Here. I'm still here. I Am Here. I Am Here.
Okay.
It's like the song from that. So her voice is like amazing.
Yeah.
Like that would be my second place, probably, like yours.
Yeah.
Unknown is my jam.
I love the call and answer to that song. And it's funny because this is the first time I've listened to the song removed from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is a really nice call and answer, which is really cool. However, I did say there was a third one here, which could be a potential spoiler, and that's I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. I think Taron Egerton was fucking robbed of a nomination. Hands down. Did you see Rocket Man? I didn't know what to expect when I went to go see it.
Yeah.
And I walked out of there in love with that movie.
I love Elton John, so like I was really excited to see it, and I actually like Taron because he was the gorilla in Sing, and so I knew he could sing, but I didn't know he would be that good.
Yeah,
like, in the movie, and I just don't understand how he wasn't nominated for more when Rami Malek got nominated for lip singing.
And that's the thing, though, is that's why he didn't get nominated because it was a been there, done that from last year. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, I've the only one I've heard is Into the Unknown, and I adore Into the Unknown. Not my favorite song from that movie, actually.
Yeah, I know. Into Out of the Woods is your favorite.
Lost in the Woods.
Lost in the Woods.
Yeah, it's an '80s power ballad, and that's my jam right there. But I freaking love Into the Unknown. I've loved it ever since I first heard it at D23 last year.
Yeah.
But I would not be at all surprised if they gave it to Stand Up.
I wouldn't be either.
I mean, I hate to kind of put it this way, but they might kind of give it to him as kind of like almost throwing a bone to, well, you're not getting anything else, so here, have this one instead.
Could be.
I hate to put it that way, but
the song stands on its merits, but let's be honest, there have been years where I think people discovered the best song that night.
Yeah.
Like they hadn't listened to any of the songs. I remember about 3 or 4, it was actually 5 years ago when Sam Smith won for that song from Spectre. And Lady Gaga had a song from this documentary, and it was called Till It Happens to You. And it was so powerful. And I had never heard that song before, and the second she finished her performance, I'm like, well, she's gonna this, and she didn't, and Sam Smith won.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Oscar song is still "Hard Out Here for a Pimp," 3 6 Mafia. So.
I sadly don't think the Oscar always goes to the one that's the best one. I think sometimes they give it to what they think might be more PC. I don't like that, but I think it does happen every now and then.
Every once in a while it can happen. But here's the other thing too, though. As long as it doesn't go to the song from Toy Story 4, because wow, that song is repetitive.
What was that? What's it?
Randy Newman.
Oh, please stop nominating Randy Newman. He is not a good singer.
That's what I've always thought. It was the writing of the lyrics. I don't know.
Yeah, he wrote it. He also performed like the end credit version. So
I really don't like Randy Newman.
I still haven't seen Toy Story 4. So
yeah, me neither.
I haven't either. But I just watched Toy Story 1 through 3 for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Toy Story 3 is so amazing.
Oh my gosh, I boo-hooed.
Yes. Toy Story 3 makes me cry.
I bawled openly in the theater at that final moment.
I didn't. I saw it like on video like later on in the year, and my wife's just looking at me like, "You're crying, aren't you?" Like,
go away.
Of course I am. Do you have no heart?
I thought Toy Story 4 is coming up on Disney Plus today. Maybe that's tomorrow. Who knows?
You'd think it'd be Friday.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So we all in agreement here? Into the Unknown.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. But Stand Up could take it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad choice. I mean,
no. Hers will be the performance that everyone's talking about on Monday morning, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I guarantee that.
I don't know, Dina Menzel. She can belt it out.
I would want the Panic at the Disco version. I actually love their version of Into the Unknown.
I got to admit, I really enjoyed it too. After my phone told me what it was, I'm like, why do I know this? Who's singing this? Who's singing this? I looked at my phone like, oh, it's Panic at the Disco.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer Idina Menzel, but I do not mind Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm happy either way.
Same thing with Lost in the Woods. I adore Jonathan Groff's version, but I don't mind Weezer.
All right, so next up is original score. The nominees are Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Nick, get us started.
I would probably go with Marriage Story.
Okay. By Randy Newman, by the way.
More Randy Newman. That wasn't a movie that I particularly loved, but I like the way that the music was used in the movie.
Yeah.
Especially like, when Adam Driver had his moment where he sang, and just like little little beats where sometimes it threw you off a little bit, but then other times it was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, it made me feel something regardless. So that's the one I would probably go with.
Awesome. Mike?
Yeah, I got to go with John Williams. Rise of the Skywalker is, the way he melded all of the scores from the earlier movies and used them into this one to kind of conclude the story, I thought was a masterful stroke. I thought he did a fantastic job. And it's John Williams. He never does a bad job.
Right. All right. I'm of three minds about this because the front runner the entire time has been Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And the Joker score is insanely derivative. It's very, very, it leans and steals very heavily from what Hans Zimmer did in the Dark Knight trilogy. Mm-hmm. It's very, very deliberate. I want 1917 to take this primarily because Thomas Newman is an amazing composer and he's never won.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm also with Mike that this is it for John Williams. This is the last Star Wars score he's ever going to compose. And I would just simply love to see him bookend this 9-part trilogy with wins at the front and at the back because this was a labor of love. And just like Mike said, he integrated all of those themes perfectly throughout that very, very long movie.
It wasn't too long.
It wasn't Endgame long, but it also wasn't Irishman ass-numbing long either. So
yeah,
I haven't seen The Rise of Skywalker because I wasn't finished with Star Wars yet. I watch, but from the way you guys are describing it, one of the things that I really enjoyed about watching the series was the music, was the score. So for all of that to be incorporated into The Rise of Skywalker, I think that'd be really cool, especially someone like me who just watched them all back to back to back for the first time.
Yeah.
So just off the strength of what you guys said, that's going to be my second place.
Aw.
Well, love or hate any of the movies, the one thing everyone always agrees on is at least for all the episode 1, episode 2, whatever, music is always one of the best things about the movie. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
God, I really wish we could do like a joint viewing party when the Blu-ray for Rise of Skywalker comes out so you can watch it. And we can be there virtually with you while you watch it. So, all right. So next up, all right, animated feature film. The nominees are How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, I Lost My Body, Klaus, Missing Link, and Toy Story 4. Mike.
I would probably go with I Lost My Body.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one.
It's like the hand that's removed from the rest of the body, and it's on a journey to find. It's like it's going through and kind of experiencing the world and experiencing life through.
Okay.
I'm gonna say touch because it doesn't have eyes, but it manages to get around. So maybe you can see. I don't know. But I just thought that I like it because if you look at it, I don't know what officially makes something anime or not, but it has like that look, kind of like that style, that style of drawing and things. And it's darker, so it's not like this bubbly, like animated cartoon thing that looks like it was quote unquote for kids.
Mm.
So like I really enjoyed that, and it has a sense of like horror elements, thriller, if you will, you know. So I like when animation does things like that. And I thought it was an interesting story to tell because we never really focus on touch when we talk about senses that connect us to people.
Mm.
In a sense of like, yeah, give somebody a hug or something like that. But this is all different sorts of touch to express emotion. So
Where were you able to watch this? Did you go to the theater to see this? Was it on Netflix or?
I didn't see it in theaters. I actually was scrolling Twitter one day and it was there and I watched it. So I don't know if that's illegal or what, but I was just like in the feed and it happened to come up and I just watched the whole thing on my phone. So I didn't pirate it. It was on Twitter, guys. Don't worry. Like I didn't pirate it.
Nothing untoward ever happens on Twitter.
Right.
I think I got to go with Toy Story 4, mainly because I mean
it's so safe, isn't it?
It's safe,
Such
and
a
I mean,
safe bet.
Pretty much ever since they created the best animated picture, it's been Disney and Pixar's game to lose. Which on occasion they have done, like last year when Into the Spider-Verse was clearly the superior movie, but I've genuinely never really heard of pretty much any of those nominees other than Toy Story 4.
Right.
And when you got Toy Story, that's usually a name that, hey, if it's nominated, it's probably going to be the front runner. And right. I have no reason to disagree with it right now.
I am going to throw a spoiler out there, though. Actually, all right. So I think the spoiler could be Missing Link, only because it's Leica.
Yeah.
And just like with Thomas Newman, they have always been ran. Considering it's all hand stop motion animation.
Yeah.
And it would just be justice for Kubo, which.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one, but I love stop motion. I think that it's an underappreciated art form. You don't really get what all goes into stop motion. It's crazy.
I think Leica Studios in general is pretty underappreciated. I mean, they consistently make excellent, solid movies. Obviously one of my all-time favorites is Kubo, but they consistently lose money as well because nobody goes to see these movies.
Right.
So maybe if they get an Oscar, they'll have more eyes on them, and people go see the movie, and they'll be able to make more.
Maybe,
which is a good thing.
I also have heard a lot of buzz on Klaus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only thing I can think that could prevent this from being like taking it home is the fact that it's on Netflix and there is a very definitive, we'll nominate you, but you're not getting much further than that bias with Netflix movies.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I think the only thing that's not saving, because people like Netflix and like the movies, even the bad ones, but like the fact that The Irishman, because they might win stuff because it's Scorsese and Pacino and everybody else. And so if they have people who they pretty much always give things to with the Academy going to Netflix, it's hard for them to say, no, you can't win because you're on Netflix when we treat you this way.
Right.
So.
But it's the honors in the nomination.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Already nominated.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Academy just says, okay, you're on Netflix. We'll throw you a bone, but we're not giving you more.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's interesting too, because spoiler alert, because it'll color pretty much everything else I say going forward with this. But I really think that the Irishmen are going to go 0-10. This is just like Gangs of New York, where they're coming into the year with this groundswell of momentum, and then it just froze.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just going with the buzz. It's always it's a solid pick, but you don't hear any excitement for it.
Part of that's the 3.5-hour runtime.
Yeah,
I got through a little over 3 hours of it before I had to finally go to bed.
Mm-hmm. I did watch it all in one sitting.
Oh my God!
And I was like, this felt like 3.5 hours.
That's never a good sign.
Yeah, and I've watched long movies and that don't feel as long as they are, so
We got through the Lord of the Rings, no problem.
yeah.
Avengers
So,
Endgame was about 3 hours, was three and a half hours,
It was 3 hours.
3 hours, and it felt like 2.
yeah. Hmm.
Well, all right. So up next, directing. The nominees are Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, 17, Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and was it Bong Joon-ho
Bong
for
Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to see Boone take it. Bong. Yeah, I would like to see him take it. Because I think that it would be great again to have someone underrepresented typically to take the win and for a good movie for
Yeah.
something that's good and acclaimed. And him winning, I hope that would solidify. Just watch their version and don't do American adaptation of it. We don't need it. Just read the subtitles. It's fine. I kind of have a feeling that Todd Phillips, though, and the person who did 1917,
Sam Mendes.
Sam Mendes, are kind of in front
Yeah.
for it. But I have my favorite going.
I kind of feel like this is Sam Mendes' to lose only because the audacity of this movie being, it's not really one take. Everybody knows it wasn't done in one take, but to make it that one continual camera shot throughout and being able to direct that in such a way that you don't notice that there are going to be these little micro cuts throughout. And just the fact that really they don't, that I think that it's his to lose. I was shocked Todd Phillips, quite honestly, got nominated. Because
I mean, me too.
Yeah, the guy he stole it from was also nominated. So, Mike, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Nick. I would love to see Bung take this one, just for the sake of I don't want to say for the sake of diversity, because I think he does deserve to win for how apparently amazing Parasite is. But like you said, Andy, I think this is Sam Mendes' one to lose. I mean, the skill of making a movie look like it's one shot for like say an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it's just shy of 2 hours.
That is a skill that very few directors can pull off well, and apparently he does it amazingly. So I think just the ability to pull that off, I think, what kind of gives him the win.
Yeah, and if anyone has a problem with it, they can always just justify that he did direct 2 really good Bond movies.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay, up next, actress in a supporting role, Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, Laura Dern for Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh for Little Women, and Margot Robbie for Bombshell. We'll start with Mike this time.
Okay. I think the buzz I'm hearing, I've heard it basically. I think Laura Dern has got this one.
Yep, but it should go to Admiral Akbar.
You're never gonna let that one die, are you?
No, I'm not.
And I think Laura Dern might take this one for a Marriage Story, but I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see ScarJo take it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she will. I think she has an outside chance in hell to get it, but I would love to see her take it. But I do think this is Laura Dern's.
Yep. Nick?
So I haven't seen. I saw JoJo. So, I mean, I don't feel very strongly about any of these people. To me, anybody can win. I like Laura Dern, so I would probably pick her. Because I like her a lot, and I liked her in that. She got nominated for a Marriage Story, not Little Women, right? Marriage Story.
Yeah, Marriage Story.
Yeah. So, and I did actually really like her character. I know she's getting some slack for being nominated for that movie instead of other movies, but I liked her character in that in that role. So I would probably pull for her. But if anybody else wins, I won't really be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura Dern has pretty much swept every award this season. So, just like with Sam Mendes, it's hers to lose. I honestly don't see anybody upsetting anybody. I don't see anybody upsetting her in this case. I don't think Bombshell wasn't that well regarded. Little Women's got kind of its own issues right now. Realistically, it could be Scarlett Johansson's the only potential spoiler. Kathy Bates is in there for no reason that I can think of.
It's Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Well, she hasn't been nominated since like 2002. So it's been a long time.
She's done, I can't think off the top of my head anything movie-wise that she's done that stood out, but she's been doing a lot of TV.
Yeah, she's been on the Ryan Murphy circuit doing American Horror Story.
Yeah.
And she's great in those.
Really good.
So, all right. We'll go with actor in a supporting role. We got Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes, Al Pacino for The Irishman, Joe Pesci for The Irishman, and Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Nick?
I want Brad Pitt to get something for Ad Astra, but not for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, I don't want to know, but
you can always justify. You can always just say it. You really should have been for this.
Right. I'm like, did anybody see this movie? I honestly feel like I'm the only person who saw this movie because I loved it and like nobody talks about it. But I feel like Tom Hanks is getting an honorary award, so he probably won't win this award for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. So, Brad Pitt, Al Pacino. Yeah. I really don't. Again, like with the supporting actress, I don't have a way either way.
Yeah, you don't have a dog in this race. I'm gonna go with Brad Pitt because again, just like Laura Dern, he's been just cleaning up house. He's awesome in this movie too. I really enjoyed him in this movie because he's such a great yin to DiCaprio's yang, and he's never won a competitive Oscar before. He got backdoored into an Oscar when he produced 12 Years a Slave, but he has never won a competitive acting Oscar. How about you, Mike?
Yeah. When they nominate two people from the same movie, usually they doesn't bode well. Huh?
They cancel each other out.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well for either one. I think Brad Pitt's going to take this one. Like you say, he's been sweeping up on pretty much all the awards, and he's got the most amount of buzz. But I would adore it if Tom Hanks won. He played Mr. Rogers. How can you not love that? And Tom Hanks had never gave us a bad performance.
No,
absolutely not. So I would love to see him take it, but I think Brad Pitt is pretty much in the bag for this one.
Awesome. All right, so actor in a leading role. We've got Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes.
Prepare for Andy to get pissed off.
I have my liquor upstairs, so I'll.
Right. Well, I'll lead things off. I think it's Joaquin Phoenix. I don't care about the movie. I genuinely don't, but I've heard that he actually pulls off a really amazing performance in it, and so I'm not going to begrudge him an Oscar for it.
I think he'll win because he's been winning.
Yeah.
I don't think this performance was bad at all. Like for what he was given, he did good with it,
Yeah.
But I'm not like, I don't know. I just think Joaquin is really good, so it's hard for him to do a bad job, regardless of how you feel about the movie. Out of those, though, I would probably want Antonio Banderas to win. I like Antonio Banderas. I actually like that performance as well, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so.
I'd love to
either.
see Adam Driver take it, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to have.
Yeah, I was gonna say Adam Driver, even like in his role, like he kind of made you feel bad for him, which you're like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever. But so he was good too. I just don't think that they'll get him. So
I think that with him, the biggest knock to his performance was it's a lot of shouting.
yeah,
And
a lot. But he's
it's funny. It's funny to me because people usually tend to knock the quote unquote Oscar bait of playing a mentally ill person or playing somebody with like a disease of the week or something like that. And then along comes Joaquin Phoenix doing just that, and all of a sudden it's like,
who did not have to do an apology tour after this performance.
True.
Who
True.
didn't have to like answer for any of these things, and so I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
Yep. Exactly.
Play a mass murderer, get an award.
Oh God.
This just like brings it back to me of like all the people when we read these categories, and I'm like, there's so many people who gave great performances who are not nominated this year.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy and Dolomite Is My Name should have at least been nominated.
Exactly. Should have been.
Best performance in over 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we already mentioned with Taron Egerton should have been on this list too.
Jennifer Lopez, I actually do think she gave a supporting role that was worthy of getting more nominations across the circuit, period. But
yeah.
We're gonna go into Best Actress, Lupita, but they don't nominate for horror. So that's not gonna happen, really.
That's a weird one. Yeah. So speaking of actress in a leading role, Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger for Judy.
Andy, did we hear who your choice was for Best Actor?
Oh no, I thought I said that already. I thought it was. I know it's going to be Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
I just this is why the good God gave us liquor. So.
Sure. I don't drink, so what am I got?
That's You've got heart. miles and miles apart. All right. So Nick, why don't you kick us off with actress in a leading role?
It's ScarJo. I know Little Women is doing well, so is it Saoirse? Saoirse. She could maybe take it. I know people liked her performance a lot. I didn't see Little Women, but that's got a lot of buzz. I wouldn't mind if Scarlett got it. I mean, the movie was fine, but I thought the performances were good in it, regardless of how I felt at the end about it. I thought they were good, so she could take it.
I would love to see Cynthia take it, because I've heard she's amazing in Harriet. I believe my girlfriend saw it and said it was fantastic. But for all the buzz I'm hearing, I think it's Renee Zellweger as Judy Garland.
Yep, I'm with you on that one.
Renee, yeah.
It's play a dead person and win an Oscar.
That never happens. What the hell are you talking about?
Renee Zellweger also has had this is her comeback.
Yeah.
She vanished forever.
She really did.
And then she came back and she didn't even look the same.
No, she came back in that that Netflix show that I was very angry about, but I thought she looked amazing the
right
time.
And then she did that Bridget Jones movie that my wife just flat out said no.
Yeah, Renee, I forgot that she was. Yeah, she won awards and people like that. And I would like to go on record. I would like to see Cynthia win it. I just don't think she will.
No. Yeah. Again, if she wins at all, she's on the songwriting team for Stand Up. So, so she could win it that way. All right. So, Best Picture. There are 9 of them. So,
I remember. Wait, I found this category.
There are The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Who wants to go first?
Nick, why don't you go first?
Yeah.
So who I want to take it? would probably be Parasite
Mhm.
or Jojo Rabbit. Who I think is gonna take it? 1917. I hope Once Upon a Time doesn't. 1917 is maybe my prediction of who I think will take it. But I would
Yep.
like to see like Jojo Rabbit or Parasite actually win it.
Cool. Mike?
I know it probably doesn't have a chance now. I would love to see Ford v Ferrari take it.
Yeah.
Just because I really want to see that movie. I'm sad I still haven't seen it yet. I really want to see it, and apparently it's so good that not only did my girlfriend love it, my girlfriend's mother loved it twice so much she saw it twice in theaters. But going with the buzz, I think 1917 is going to take this. But that being said, I think Parasite might be a sneaky winner. It's gotten this a really nice groundswell of surging wins lately, and I still think it's 1917 is going to be taking it. But if Parasite pulls off the sneak win, I would not at all be shocked.
Yeah. I think that first of all about Ford v Ferrari: Dawn of Justice. I love the European title better, Le Mans 64.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds cooler.
But who in America knows what the 24 Hours of Le Mans is?
Our co-host Joe.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Joe is all about cars.
Oh yeah.
Here's my prediction: if Parasite somehow does not win Best International Film, it's going to win Best Picture. I don't think it's going to be. If it wins Best International Film, it doesn't win Best Picture. That never happens. With that said, it goes to 1917, with the potential spoiler being Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I think that its momentum outside of Brad Pitt has ground to a halt.
Yeah.
Since the Golden Globes. So,
yeah,
1917 is the pick, with Parasite being the potential spoiler.
Yeah. Fully agree.
Yeah.
Fully agree. But, I'm still holding out hope for Jojo Rabbit.
I would love to. And unfortunately, only bad movies win Best Picture when their directors weren't nominated for Best Director. #
I'm the king of the world.
Green Book. See, you feel like I do about Green Book. Like, why?
I had to, I'm trying to have people, and it sounds weird for me to say this, having people white-splain Green Book to me is insane. It is an insane. We are in the darkest timeline right now. This shouldn't even be a conversation we're having.
I'm not a fan of it, but like, I always think about like some things that are really weird with the Oscars, like besides the demographic of all the nominees ever, and like willingly admitting like, oh no, I didn't even watch everything. I just voted for this because I know I like this actor, like things like that. But then, like we talked about, people who give stellar performances don't get nominated. Toni Collette, I'm never letting it go. Never letting it go that she didn't get nominated for Hereditary.
Oh, I am consistently pissed off that Lego Movie wasn't even nominated when it should have won.
Yeah, it should have. And then we have, like you mentioned, Greta not being nominated for director, but being directed. The same thing happened with Ryan Coogler and Black Panther.
Yep.
So just things like that. It just makes me angry. So yes,
that's right. Ryan Coogler wasn't nominated for Best Director.
Yeah.
I'm so mad that Michael B. Jordan wasn't nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
He wasn't. There was a lot of Chadwick wasn't nominated for actor. I mean, I do think Michael would have gotten the nod over Chad, but
Michael B. mailed in a lifetime's performance.
Yeah.
That is the performance of a lifetime he gave.
Yeah. But there's so many good ones, like that's just people who I know they get nominated because they felt like they had to, but they had no intention of giving it to them. Like Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out, like nominated because the movie had buzz, but they were never gonna let him win.
No.
And he lost against Churchill.
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
Yeah, and I was just like, come on.
A movie that nobody saw, but play a dead person and win an Oscar.
Well, I know how I'm getting my award.
Yeah, that's my callback. Oh, well, that was fun. We'll have to do this again next year.
It was.
So much fun, Nick. Thanks so much.
Wait. I mean, the Oscars are next year too?
They're every year.
Every freaking year.
Like my birthday. They're every year.
So let's see what gets nominated this year. Let's keep Bad Boys 3 on the list for something. I don't know. But I freaking love that movie.
It's Bad Boys for Life.
If Bad Boys for Life has any Oscar nominations at all, it has the word sound in the category.
Yeah, I'm fine with sound. I am absolutely fine with sound. With something, because I just really liked it. So
I can almost guarantee that Soul will be nominated for Best Animated Feature next year.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Onward looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was funny today, actually. My son asked for his birthday party. He just wants to invite a few friends to go see a movie with him. And I'm looking in the April releases, and I'm like, oh, God, there's nothing. There is not. I found like one, and I'm like, I don't want to bring you to that. I don't even remember what it was, but it was just like, I don't know, boy.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. They did something this year that was kind of weird with movies where, like, I feel like I didn't hear about a movie, like, not even promoted, or when I looked in advance, I didn't see it. And then all of a sudden, an announcement like, this movie's coming out. And it was great. So,
you know, I feel that way about a lot of animated films, like, because we see a lot of animated movies. And I see a lot of trailers for animated movies, and they never come out. And now all of a sudden, they're on, like,
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of animated movie, we just posted the first half of our top 20 animated films of the last decade, and the second part is going to be up on Friday.
Woo! Good. We can make it up to Chinlin for not mentioning them in our thank you for helping us thing.
Mm-hmm.
You get a shout out, Nick, But yeah, no, it's like one of those things. I have to start writing these things down. There's just too many names to remember, and I'm getting old.
I thought that was a great countdown that you guys did too. Like the concept's just awesome because we movies, but to focus on animated, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna do we every year we do like one, maybe two, like polls of stuff like we did with the Marvel thing. The Marvel thing was essentially you pick. We put them in a spreadsheet. We pick the top ones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work, but I don't mind doing it.
Yeah, that was an awesome episode. That was probably one of the, like maybe the third episode, because I had just met you guys around that.
Yeah.
That I listened to, and I was like instantly a fan. I was like,
oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So, Nick, thanks again for joining us. Now, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah.
And Tiff. Don't forget Tiff.
Yes. Me and Tiff, my ghost partner, she's the pillow right now. We are going to get her on here.
Ghost partner, you said?
Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
I got him that one.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You guys being BFFs and such. So you can find us on Twitter where we're the most active at BLK Girls Do Stuff. We're Black Girls Do Stuff too on YouTube and on Instagram. And then Tumblr is blackgirlsdostuff2.tumblr.com. And our website is just blackgirlsdostuff2.com.
Awesome. You can also listen to her on Spotify, Stitcher, and you're on iTunes as well, right?
Yep. And
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I was trying to remember all the sites that you guys are on also for the apps. Because I know I got you on Spotify originally, and then it's like, gonna go on Stitcher. It's easier for me to get your shows.
Really? Is it for Stitcher?
You are on Stitcher.
Yeah, we're on Stitcher.
Yeah, I know. You are now.
Was it easier to get it on Stitcher? Okay.
It's just that's my go-to app. So like I could go to Spotify, but I'm lazy. And Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can get us at geeksalad.podbean.com. We are also available on the Podbean app, as well as Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, and now we are on iHeartRadio.
Yes. Finally got it accepted.
Part of that family now. We are also here at YouTube, where you can check out not only all these awesome retro reviews and opinion pieces. It's weird, Mike. I feel like we haven't actually reviewed a movie in a month. We've had conversations about movies.
I mean, the last one we did was Groundhog Day.
Yeah, and that was like last month sometime.
Yeah.
So we do that there. We also have the audio stream to all of our shows on YouTube as well. So don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe. What are your picks for this Sunday? Please be civil in the comments. I just don't need the Joker stands coming out and being, oh, Joker Stanny.
Don't come for me, because I come back.
Yes, she does. She comes back hard.
Me too.
Yeah, she scares me when she comes back. So
No.
It's only when people talk badly about Avengers that I really go off.
well, we don't do that. Don't worry.
That has blown my mind. I truly do not get. How do you hate Avengers?
I don't know. There's somebody for just about everybody.
There is something for everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm like,
Go forth, the Ambi Nerdful. We'll talk to you later.
oh, that's right. I got to hit.
Yeah, you have to hit the button.
Yes.